What's going down, everybody? I hope you all are doing well. We are officially back on the Jets franchise, and I've got a loaded video for you guys today in that I'm really trying to wrap up the season. So instead of taking it week by week and posting individual videos like I normally do, today I'm giving you a recap of weeks 14 through 17 just to pick up the pace a little bit, and I may even throw in my first major move of the offseason, but we'll see how that goes. But like I said earlier, we've got a lot to get to in this video, so let's dive into it. Now, week 14 features a matchup against the Dolphins. We come out with the ground attack early, handing the ball off to Corey Grant, and he'll pick up the first down after a gain of 13. The next play is a toss off the left side. Grant has nothing but daylight in front of him down the sideline, and he'll carry it all the way down to the Miami 12-yard line before being tackled. But unfortunately, the drive stalls in the red zone here on third down. Going to the passing attack, Herndon makes the grab there, but he's well shy of picking up the first down, and we're forced to settle for 3 on the drive. So now we get to see what Fitzpatrick and the Dolphins can do with it on their first possession. With Kenny Stills working across the middle of the field, Fitzpatrick throws a bullet that's caught, and that'll set up 3rd and short. They then hand the ball off to Kenyon Drake, who's bottled up in the backfield for a 3-yard loss, which sets up a pretty long field goal attempt here in the rain. The kick is up and no good, and we're able to hang on to a 3-0 lead here early in the game. Now our next drive starts at the 46-yard line. Darnold drops back and completely misfired. The pass was intended for Quincy Enunwa. On 2nd and 10, we hand the ball off to Montgomery, who goes nowhere on the play, leaving us with 3rd and 10. Darnold then drops back out of the gun, firing to Enunwa. This time the pass is completed, moving the chains and eventually leading us to this 3rd and 5 play. Darnold connecting with Crowder across the middle of the field, and that'll move the chains down to the 17. Next play on 1st and 10, Darnold again looking for Crowder, who makes the grab, and he'll be tackled at the 4-yard line, setting up 1st and goal. Looking for 7 on the play, the toss goes to Grant off the left side, and he walks in untouched for the score. Picking up the next Dolphins drive here on 3rd and 11 from the 39. Fitzpatrick takes a snap out of the gun with the 4-wide set, has all day to survey the field in the pocket, cocks it back and throws it deep downfield, and is caught by Parker at the 12-yard line. We cannot allow those type of plays on defense if we're going to have success this season, you guys. But I did make the adjustment here, sending CJ Mosley on a blitz, who gets to Fitzpatrick for the sack. Facing the 2nd and 16 now, Kenyon Drake gets the handoff, and he'll get a good chunk of that lost yardage right back, setting up 3rd and 7 for the Dolphins at the 9. Fitzpatrick then snaps it out of an empty 5-wide set, firing towards the end zone, but hits his tight end out of bounds. Fortunately for us, we dodged the bullet there as the Dolphins are forced to settle for 3. But after a quick 3-and-out by the Jets, the Dolphins strike back quick and strike back hard. As Devontae Parker beats the press coverage by Tremaine Johnson, Fitzpatrick puts the ball right on the money for an easy touchdown, and we have a tie ball game. And the Dolphins are looking for more as we're down 13-10 now in the 4th quarter. Fitzpatrick dances in the pocket trying to stay alive, shrugging off would-be tacklers, still has all day in the pocket, but finally gets brought down for the sack by Jenkins. But that'll leave Miami with another try for a field goal. The kick is up and right through the uprights, and that'll extend their lead 16-10 here late in the 4th quarter. But now we must execute as Darnold connects with Crowder across the middle to move the chains, and that'll set us up at our own 35. Darnold then takes a snap out of an empty set looking for the deep ball. He has a man and is caught by Emmanuel Hall for the touchdown. So we were able to get the quick strike that we needed here to retake the lead as Emmanuel Hall completely torches the Miami secondary for a 65-yard touchdown as he continues to be one of the very few bright spots in this Jets offense. But the Dolphins aren't going away as we pick up the next drive from the 40-yard line. Fitzpatrick out of a clean pocket misfires on the throw there, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Out of an I formation now, looking to go with the play-action fake. Fitzpatrick once again with time, looks downfield, dumps it short to his tight end who makes the grab, and that'll bring up 3rd and 7. This time the Dolphins must be more aggressive as they look to take a shot downfield for the end zone, and it's broken up by Tremaine Johnson. But the Dolphins are already in field goal range as they look to take the lead late. The kick is up and it's short. If he had another 2 to 3 yards on that kick, he probably would have drilled it, but there's no complaints for me as we're able to hold the late lead and we get out of here with a 17-16 W. Moving on to week 15, we travel down to Baltimore to face Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm already expecting this one to be a tough matchup, but right out of the gate, Jackson is picked off by CJ Mosley at the 45-yard line, which gives us great field position, but I'm not sure what Jackson saw on this play. He threw it right to the linebacker. But as we get into our first drive with the handoff to Grant off the left side, he jukes a defender for an 8-yard gain. Setting up 2nd and 2, Grant gets the carry up the gut, but is pretty much met in the backfield, which sets up this on 3rd and 3. Darnold's picked off by Earl Thomas, and he's taking that all the way to the house. Now, I'm not one for making excuses and all. I probably could have made a better read on that throw, but I'm going to need to get a better effort out of Inunwa. He just didn't even try to make an effort on the ball there. That's just unacceptable. But getting back on offense here, down 7, Darnold takes a snap out of the gun on 2nd and 10 and throws a super inaccurate pass that's almost picked off, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Darnold out of the gun once again, surveying the field, trying to fit it into Crowder, but the pass is broken up. That was pretty nice coverage by Marlon Humphrey on the play to force a 3 and out. So the Ravens are looking to pass here on 1st and 10, and Jackson's going to be picked off again, this time by the other linebacker, Avery Williamson. He'll take it all the way up to the 49-yard line, and that's going to be 13 interceptions on the season, you guys. If he's not Defensive Player of the Year, I don't know who is. He's been balling out of his mind pretty much all season long. And speaking of which, Corey Grant's done a pretty nice job in filling in for Le'Veon Bell while he's been out. I know we've only brought him in for a 1-year deal, but we may want to consider keeping him around for next season. And of course, as soon as I say that, he's stuffed behind the line for a 4-yard loss. So now we're looking at a 2nd and goal from the 7. Darnold drops back looking for Bellamy in the end zone, and the pass falls incomplete. I'm putting this one on Bellamy right here. The ball's in his hands and he just drops it. We have got to get some playmakers on this roster, you guys, because outside of Jamison Crowder and maybe Corey Grant, there really isn't much to work with. And of course, I forgot to mention Le'Veon Bell, who's out dealing with an injury right now. But anyways, we're able to get points on the board in that drive and trail 7-3. Moving to the 3rd quarter, same score. Crowder makes the grab and picks up the 1st down, moving us up to the 29. Next play out of the gun, Grant gets the carry off the left side, falling forward and ends up picking up 3 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 7. Jamison Crowder once again staying involved in the offense, takes us up to the 11-yard line, setting up 1st and 10. And check this out, Darnold takes a shot to the end zone. The ball is ricocheted into the air and caught by Bellamy for the touchdown. Are you serious? I guess this is what it's come to in order for us to score touchdowns in this game, because outside of that lucky play, the Ravens have been able to keep us out of the end zone all game long. That was a crazy play. So with that, we take a 10-7 lead here in the 4th quarter, and Lamar Jackson immediately starts dicing up our defense after a nice pass completion there, and then he does it on the ground, taking off and picking up the 1st down there. And then again, a couple of plays on 2nd and 10, Lamar takes off with it and picks up about 8 or 9 on the play, which eventually leads to this 1st and goal play where the handoff goes to Mark Ingram, and he's going to bully his way in for the touchdown. Now, we do get one last attempt to stay in the game and retake the lead on this 4th and 1 as Darnold drops back trying to fire across the middle, but the pass is broken up, and that, as they say, will do it. We end up dropping this one on the road 17-10, and if you look at the numbers, we kind of got exposed here a little bit, so we definitely have to bounce back in the next one. So moving to our Week 16 matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers, out of the gun, Darnold tries to be aggressive on the first drive, connects with Herndon, and look at him fight to keep the play alive and take us all the way down to the 37-yard line. That was probably the best effort that we've gotten from him all season long. And if we're going to come out of this one with a win, we're definitely going to need that effort all the way through. But getting back to the drive here on 2nd and 8, Inunwa makes the grab to move the chains up to the 24. A couple plays later now on 2nd and 9, Darnold out of a clean pocket finds Grant across the middle of the field, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 1st down marker at the 15. But instead of picking up the 1st, Darnold's thinking end zone and rifles it in to Chris Herndon for the touchdown. So we take an early lead and go up 7-0 in this one, and now we take a look at Big Ben and the Steelers offense to see what they can do. And right out of the gate, Smith-Schuster with the 7-yard completion, which brings up 3rd and short, and then Connor picks up the 1st down pretty easily to keep the drive alive. A couple of plays later, they're on 3rd and 4. Big Ben connects with his tight end. I think that's McDonald who makes the grab, which eventually sets up this on 1st and 10. Samuels with the carry with great blocking is almost able to punch it in, but sets up a goal-to-go scenario where Big Ben finds McDonald in the end zone for an easy score. So now we got a tie ball game, and we've got to come out and execute as Darnold takes a snap from center and connects with Crowder near the sideline. That was a really nice pass by Darnold, which brings up 1st and 10. Grant with the carry goes nowhere, and we'll be looking at 2nd and 10 from the 44. Darnold tries to set up the screenplay, but the pressure gets there instead, and now we've got 3rd and 18. Darnold drops back, has a man open, but the pass is inaccurate, and of course that gives the defense time to make a play on the ball. So we go 3 and out, giving it right back to the Steelers, and they're looking to get right into attack mode just like they did in the last series where they scored a touchdown, and they're doing it with the running game as Connor breaks off a nice run to set up 1st and goal. Roethlisberger takes a snap out of the gun and finds Rodgers wide open in the end zone for a touchdown. Moving into our next drive, down 7 on 2nd and 11, Darnold takes a snap from center, 5-step drop, and completely overthrows Crowder, who was wide open near the sideline. That brings up 3rd down, and once again, Darnold overthrows another open receiver. These overthrows and inaccurate passes by Sam Darnold are just complete drive killers, as you guys just saw there. And I'm really starting to think that maybe it might be time to bring in another quarterback to compete with Sam Darnold. What do you guys think about that? Go on ahead and drop me a comment and let me know, because I'm thinking it might be time we at least consider it in the offseason. But getting back to the drive here, down 17-7, Crowder can't make the grab across the middle, and now we're facing a 2nd and 10. Darnold out of the gun has another wide open receiver and completely overthrows him. And just to reiterate my point, I think it might be time, you guys. But anyways, the pass attempt on 3rd and 10 is incomplete, which leaves us to try a long field goal. The kick is up and right through the uprights, and now we're trailing this one by 7 points. So there's tons of time left, and we've definitely got a shot at coming back in this one, but our defense has to step up and make a play, as Juju ends up moving the chains there, setting up 1st and 10. Roethlisberger with time in the pocket throws it up in the coverage, and wow, that is caught by Rodgers at the 37-yard line, which later leads to this on 1st and 10 from the 12. Roethlisberger rifles it in the coverage and is picked off by Avery Williamson, and the black screen that you're seeing is a result of my capture card glitching out there, but eventually it does come back on, as you see here. And we've got some work to do on 2nd and 3. Crowder makes the grab near the sideline that's going to move the chains up to the 37. Then the next play, Darnold takes the snap under center with the 5-step drop, fires a pass that's intended for Crowder but is overthrown and intercepted. And to make matters even more interesting, that pick was a little on the glitchy side, but what are you going to do? But it sets up this run by Connor, who's going to punch it in for the score and call checkmate on his way out, and we end up dropping this one with the final score of 24-17. Now, as we get into our final matchup of the regular season against the Buffalo Bills, there have been rumors circulating that Adam Gase could be relieved of his head coaching duties as early as tonight, because with the Jets no longer being in playoff contention, that might be something worth keeping an eye on. But back to the drive, Josh Allen is picked off by Marcus May in the end zone. There is a flag on the play, but it's holding on the offense, so the interception will stand. Unfortunately, we go 3 and out, giving it right back to Buffalo. Allen, after the play action fake, has tons of time in the pocket to survey the field and connects with the wide open receiver deep downfield, and that'll move Buffalo all the way down in the Jets territory at the 16. The next play is a handoff to LaShawn McCoy off the right side, and that'll move the Bills up to the 4. McCoy then gets the handoff from Allen on 1st and goal and walks in untouched for the touchdown. So we're in a pretty familiar situation, being down 7-0 early, but Darnold cannot respond like that by throwing an interception early in the drive. But giving credit where it's due, that was just a great play made on the ball by Teron Johnson. But the next play though, that one's more on Sam Darnold. I feel like the ball placement could have been put on the inside shoulder of the receiver rather than lobbing it up top, but in either case, the Bills were able to get a field goal after the interception, and on their next drive, they're looking to come out and dominate with the run game, and Shady McCoy gets a nice pickup on the carry there. Eventually, the defense stiffens up, but not before Buffalo's able to put another 3 points on the board. So being down 13-0 early in this one, we've definitely got to try to come back and get something going. But Darnold again misfires on 2nd and 4. That's going to bring up a 3rd down situation. He takes the snap under center, looking across the middle and finds Crowder, who makes the grab, taking us up to the 50-yard line. A couple plays later on 2nd down, Darnold rifles it to Herndon, who makes the grab down the seam, and that's going to extend the drive up to the 34. We then hand it off to Le'Veon Bell, who's searching for running room off the left side, but there is none. But he does manage to pick up 4 on the play to set up 2nd and 6. Darnold's then looking for Herndon downfield, but the pass is incomplete, which brings up 3rd down. Darnold drops back and misses another open receiver, and I know he was under pressure on that throw and the weather conditions aren't that great and all that, but sometimes you just have to stand in the pocket, take one on the chin, and deliver an accurate pass. And since he hasn't been able to do that so far in this one, it's really hurting his team. But we're going to stick with him as we get the ball back here in the 3rd quarter, as Darnold looks to be aggressive, takes a shot downfield, and is caught by Bellamy at the 31-yard line. That was a nice catch, but a couple plays later on 3rd and 5, Darnold misfires on the pass that was intended for Herndon and is picked off. And of course, the Bills are able to capitalize on the interception by driving downfield to score a touchdown, and that means we've got a huge hole to try to dig ourselves out of here late in the 4th quarter. On 1st and 10 here with an empty set, Darnold looking for the end zone connects with Le'Veon Bell down the seam for an easy touchdown, and with that drive, the offense is showing some signs of life here late in the 4th quarter. And on our next drive, look at the catch by Jamison Crowder, who lays out to grab it. A couple plays later on 3rd and 10, Herndon makes the grab to move the chains up to the 30-yard line. Darnold then takes a snap out of the gun, looking to take a deep shot, and Quincy Enunwa goes up one-handed to make the play at the 1-yard line. Where's that been all season? But it does set up this easy touchdown run by Ty Montgomery, but the come from behind effort was a little bit too late as we end up dropping this one 20-15 in Buffalo. And just like I alluded to earlier, the Adam Gase era has officially come to an end in New York. And in a bit of a surprising move, the Jets have decided to promote from within their own ranks, going with the current offensive assistant Hines Ward as the new head coach. So we'll see if he can come in and get the job done and help get this team back on track going into season 2. Now, before I leave you guys with the offseason stats and awards and all that, I want to say thank you for rocking with me this season. I know it's been a bit of a process trying to get these videos out, and the season has kind of dragged on a little bit longer than expected, but I will be looking to get the series back on track pretty soon, and I'll also be returning to the regular format where I post one video per game, unless you prefer videos like this where there's multiple weeks in one video. And if you do, go on ahead and let me know, and I suppose we can make that happen as well. Anyways, you guys, that's all the time I've got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed season 1. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.